Hi guys, it's me, Vetsio7, and today we're going to be showcasing every single sword in the game, plus we're going to be checking damage. Now, I will be using no accessory for sword damage and also max stats, and I also am going to be using my D-ability, so it's consistent, so I don't have crit hits or anything. So I just wanted to tell you guys really quick, I do really appreciate all the support I've been getting. A lot of likes, comments, and subscribers recently, so I really do appreciate everybody that's been doing that, and let's get back into the video. Also, there is a log pose giveaway. A lot of people were asking me for it, so join my Discord. Go head down to the giveaway section and join that. All I ask is just like and subscribe, and let's get straight into the video. Now, we are starting with common swords. Now, I do have almost every single sword in the game upgraded at least once. So all the damage you're going to see is going to be basically the same to default, or just like a tiny bit better. So first ability, we're just going to do them together. So essentially just see the full combo. 16,000, about 17,000 damage. It's a common sword. What do you expect? Second sword, in the common rarity. Oh my god, this sword's even worse. 15,000 damage. Alright, so I decided to head to the dummy because he doesn't interrupt moves, and also just gonna be a lot easier because he has a lot more HP and also regens. Anyways, next sword in the common tier is Pipe. Now, Pipe is honestly garbage. 21,000, almost 22k. Next up is Jitter, also pretty bad. Stay away from this sword. 17,000 damage. And Barbaric Axe. Before I use it, I am going to predict this is the best common sword. Kinda. Not bad. First up, Tashi Blade. Now, this sword is actually really sick for uncommon. It did just get reworked recently. So yeah, this sword's pretty sick, and it's also decent. And got a damage buff this update. 26,000 damage. Not bad. Here's Shark Blade. Also, it did get like a little bit of an aura, which is quite nice. I don't think the damage is very good on it, but we're about to see right now. 21,871. Next up is Pole. This one also got a aura on it, which looks pretty nice. 26,877 damage. Not bad. Next up, we got Triple Katana. 23,000 damage. It's mid. I do have a stone, but this does not affect damage. $24,000 damage, pretty mid. Also, I do want to say that I will be checking M1s on the better swords, but all these swords are about the same. They all do about 2,000 damage. So I'll be checking that later. Alright, here we go. This sword is garbage. Alright, next up we have rare swords, starting with Demon Trident. 13,000 damage. It's actually not bad for the first ability. Yeah, this sword's decent. Alright, here's Koro V1. I do think I hit him out of Radio Slash, but it doesn't matter. 30,000 damage. Actually not that bad. Mom Blade. Mom Blade does go kind of hard. I think it does a good amount of damage, actually. Let's go ahead and see. 27,000 damage. Yeah, not bad. Ponder Blade. Now, Ponder Blade does have a stun, and it, like, pulls. So here's the stun. And then you could teleport on top of them. Not bad. Sunken Blade. Sunken Blade is garbage, but it did get a rework, kinda. I think one of the moves are a little bit better now. Pushes them away, and then you can kind of snipe them with that. Pretty bad sword. Once one of the best swords, is now mid, unfortunately. But it's still not bad. 23,000 damage with good cooldowns. Alright, next up we have Epic Swords. Now, these are some of the best swords in the game, and of course, we're going to go ahead and start with... we're just going to go in order, but essentially Quake Spear, not bad. Also looks pretty dang sick too. Let me zoom out for you guys. Alright, Quake Spear. Not bad damage. Also a very solid sword for PvP if you're trying to get into it. So it's a easy, it's a really easy sword to get. Now here's a better sword. This does have a stone, but it does not increase damage. Also, I'm pretty sure Enma got a damage buff this update. Like 30,000 damage is actually pretty dang good for this sword. Alright, Metal Trident, pretty mid. 25,000 damage, yeah. Don't use Metal Trident. Alright, Cookie Sword. 24,960 damage. Now this one does have a stone on it. It has Tempest, but the damage will only be increased by a little bit. Also, I do want to say that I'm going to be using the abilities, my multi-hit abilities first, if the sword has it. So my passive can be, equally applied to every sword. So here we go. I will say that this sword does do a lot more damage to sea beasts, so this is a good sword for bigger targets. Aquatic Anchor. Aquatic Anchor is pretty dang mid. Where did he go? Okay. We'll just say 10,000 damage even, and we'll add it onto this damage. It hit him every single time. Now, that is a pretty dang strong move, so I did 35,000 damage. But it just moves him away. This sword isn't really that good, but it's alright. Daybreak Cleaver, another pretty mid-hydro weapon. Moves him super far away, and he teleported away. Okay, so we'll just add 13,000 onto another 13,800. So, what, 26,800? So, Dragon Standard buffs allies damage by maybe 20%. I don't know exactly, 15%. But essentially, I can buff allies damage, and I can heal them as well. Or they can heal me, actually. So, it doesn't really do that much damage, but we'll just add 3,000 onto this. So, yeah, that move does do a lot of damage. So, 25,000 damage, not bad. Next up, we got Soul Cane. Oh, they changed the stance on this. I didn't even realize. That's actually pretty cool. Does this have special M1s now? No, it doesn't. Okay, anyways. Soul Cane, here we go. $23,000 damage, not bad. Do have a stone on this. This will most likely increase my damage by a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put our first ability down and hit him with our Barrage. Not bad. 34,000 damage. Not too bad. Sorleen Blossom, a Battle Pass sword that is no longer obtainable. It is also kind of rare as well. This sword got nerfed into the ground hella. This used to be one of the strongest swords in the game. Now it's pretty mid. 30,000 damage. Yeah, it's not too good. Ancient Sword, another Battle Pass weapon. Life Shield just gives you a bunch of health. So as you guys can see, I have 77,000. But you can charge the first ability, and it does a little bit more. About 20,000 damage in one hit. Not bad. It also has a decent cooldown. Next up, we have Norsur, another Battle Pass weapon. Now, this weapon is actually pretty dang good, especially if you pair it with a stun. And I'll show you why in a second. So I'll just show you by itself and then with a stun. Alright, so here we go. First ability, and then I do have Tempest Stone on this as well. So just a little bit extra damage. So as you guys can see, not much damage, but on a bigger target, or if you pair it with Quake Stun or Dose Stun. This is Dose Stun. Dose Stun doesn't do a lot of damage, so yeah, it does a lot more. 42,000. Also, Dose ability does like 3,000. It's not much, so it does a lot of damage if they're stunned or on a bigger target. Phoenix Blade, a really, really OP weapon. This is Phoenix Blade V2. Now, you can charge the first ability and do more damage, but it's not ideal, so I'll just show you without it. First ability, and then we're going to go ahead and use this. I also do have Poison Stone, so I expect to see a lot more damage than yours if you don't have it. So, yeah, a lot of damage. Still ticking from Poison. 110,000 damage. This is literally the strongest sword in the game. It also looks really sick, and it's kind of hard to get, so not too bad, but you can definitely get it. Also, if you guys were wondering, I will charge the first ability so I can show you guys the combo with that. But this isn't ideal, but maybe you can get it off sometimes, and then we'll go ahead and do the last ability. Oops, I accidentally missed a shot because it accidentally dashed. So, 102,000 damage. Now, I didn't do as much as I did last time, probably because the poison, probably the poison ticks, but yeah, quick shot, just don't use quick shot fully charged. Our last epic sword, Spectre Flames. Also, did get an aura change. Quite cool. Also, the first ability does heal you about 10,000 health, I believe. And then here's the second ability's damage. It's actually going up pretty quick. One ability, 20,000 damage. Actually, not bad for one ability. Does kind of have a long cooldown, though. Alright, time for the legendary swords. I'm assuming a lot of people skipped it here, so hello. Also, first up is Saber. Now, I will tell you guys if the stones do extra damage on the, the swords. But Saber is a really, really good sword for PvP and also meta. So I don't expect too high damage, but it is really good for PvP. So 31,000 damage, yeah, definitely a solid sword. ATK V2 is back. I don't know if it's actually better than ever, but it is pretty good. Also, there is a glitch where it doesn't want to pull with the first ability, so I might miss out on some damage, but I'll try my best. Okay, it pulled. Pull? It pulled. Okay, maybe they fixed it. 18,000 damage, 34,000 damage, almost 35k. Yeah, this sword is definitely pretty good, and definitely meta if the glitch is fixed where it just wants to pull the dummy. If it actually is working consistently like you just saw, then this sword is definitely OP. So Muramasa just got a little bit of like a revamp kind of to its damage. Now, it is pretty mid, but I do want to say that it's just garbage. I wouldn't use this sword at all. Now, you can get like the Fury on it, which I'll show the damage of the first ability, because the first ability with Fury actually isn't that bad. So let me get my Fury all the way up. There we go. So full Fury. Also, it does have special M1s where it like has like an extra fire slash, but that's not what we're really worried about. And 16,700 damage. Isn't bad for one move, but this sword is just garbage. Don't use it. Next up is Longavius. Once was the best sword in the game. Did like 60,000 damage full combo. Now does... How much are we looking at? 36,764 damage. Not bad. Avalon. I do have Tempest Stone on this. Also, they did give it a aura, which is pretty nice. And then I did forget to do some of the M1s for the sword. So I'll do the M1s at the end of the video, by the way. So just remember that. Also, one of the abilities just essentially heal. And how it works is, you could do this. That when it shoots a red projectile out, it gives you a damage buff. And when it shoots the green projectile out, it heals you, like increases regen. Now we're going to do the damage one since this is a damage test. So Angel's Grace. Now it does do a little bit of damage, but it isn't much. Yeah, 18,000 damage one move isn't bad. We also do get a speed buff. I would not recommend using this sword. Avalon is unique. It's just really not that good though. A lot of people have been meat riding it in my comments too. I don't like this sword, especially because, well, 18,000 damage isn't really that good, to be honest with you. The regen isn't like enough. The regen just is mid. With the damage, like from the second ability too, it doesn't do much more. 22,000 damage. It's good for one move, but if you're taking away the other ability, then it's not good. Acro Spear, this is definitely one of the best swords in the game as well. So essentially how you want to full combo with it is you use the first ability, let them get hit up, sucked back down, use the second ability, and then everything will explode into each other. 40,000 damage. One of the best swords in the game with really short cooldowns. I do recommend this sword. It's really good. It also does have a passive where it heals you, and then you want to throw Bloodthirsty on it for even more healing. Good old Acro Scythe. This sword was once really, really broken. Now it's pretty mid, but we're going to go ahead and check the damage on it. 27,000 damage, decent cooldowns. And it also does have a passive where it heals you. Not bad. Next up is Hunter Blade. Hunter Blade did get an aura. It has like skulls and a thing on the tip, which is pretty cool. Also, it has the eyes, like the glowing eyes with the, the red. Anyways, this sword is just okay. It was a PvP menace. It did get nerfed pretty bad. I also do have Blaze on it, which is adding a little bit extra damage. Not much though. 25,000 damage. Pretty mid, but it is a decent PvP sword. Ethereal. Ethereal is a legendary sword that's pretty easy to get, 20% drop chance. It is actually somewhat decent, I think, in my opinion. Second ability, 16,000. That's a good amount of damage. And then second ability, 28,000 damage, almost, 29. Not a bad sword. Next up is Koro V2. Now, Koro V2 does have two different damages, so I will go ahead and use it without room. And then use that, 32,000. And then, of course, it also has special M1s in the room, which I'll show right now. So go ahead and do that. And then we're going to go ahead and use Echo Strikes. We're going to do a full set of M1s. And then we'll go ahead and do that. So if you do include the M1s with this sword, it is pretty broken. But the first ability does get like half its damage. And then, of course, you have OP M1s. So definitely good in room. Without it, it's kind of mid. Next up is Pumpkin Smasher. You can actually get this right now at the recording of this video. It's not a bad sword. We're going to go ahead and do the second ability first. He'll get sent up. And then do the first. 33,989. So we'll just call it 34,000. Not too bad. It has potential, but it's just not really that good of a sword for PvP because the last ability you can get out of pretty easily. Next up is Sweet Longes. I don't know how to exactly say it. It does look pretty cool. This sword is pretty bad though. Yeah, 25,000 damage. First ability is a good cooldown, but it's just mid in general. And then of course you have Bone Scythe, one of the best swords in the game currently that you can actually get for Halloween. It is really, really good. I do have Tempest, so it is going to increase my damage, but let's go ahead and see how much damage we can do. This sword is very, very strong, by the way. Let's go ahead and see. So 18,000 damage on top of the second ability. Also, the second ability can pull. So 32,000 damage is pretty dang good. Also, I think they actually nerfed the sword slightly. I might be tripping, but I think this was doing 40,000 damage on launch. So I got a little bit of a nerf, but it's still really, really good. 20,000. Second ability. Oh, maybe I just got really unlucky with Tempest. 36,000. Yeah, I think I just got really, really unlucky with the first time I didn't get any lightning strikes. But yeah, that time, 36,000. So this sword is really, really strong. Onto the Mythic swords. Now, I do want to say that Yoro V2 did get a aura change, which is pretty cool looking. Also, I don't know why the sword keeps going invisible, but you can see the aura quite well when I have it like this. Anyways, this sword is the highest DPS currently, I believe, for bigger targets. So if you have like a big sea beast, pop your second ability and it will go crazy. I think it does about 80,000 damage, but on smaller targets, it's pretty weak. No, weak, it's just mid. Also, this sword has the best M1s in the game. I'll show those in a little bit. Alright, onto the damage. So first ability, 15,000 damage, not bad. And then second ability, 38,000 damage. It's just alright for smaller targets. Next up, we have Blood Moon Twins. Now, Blood Moon Twins is a really, really strong sword. It is a mythic, so it does deserve to be quite strong. So let's go ahead and see how much damage it does. 21,000 with the first ability on an OP cooldown, and 40,000 damage in total. Yeah, this sword is insanely strong, and I do recommend it. And it's not even that hard to get. I do have a video on how to get it, so check that out if you want these swords. Next up is Drake and Fangs. Now, Drake and Fangs is insanely good as well. The first ability does go through hockey, so if you have your hockey on like this, it doesn't matter, it just goes straight through it. It doesn't break it, it just turns it off essentially. So we're gonna go ahead and use the second ability, which is a pull. Too much less. I do have poison, but it's not really good on this sword. 33,000, basically 34,000. Good amount of damage, good cooldowns, and also goes through can. This sword is pretty dang good. Okay, so like I said earlier, I am going to go over all the special M1s. I'm just going to start with the mythic swords and go down. Nightblade has some of the strongest M1s in the entire game, and I'm going to go ahead and show you that right now. So the special M1 on the 4th is a a slash that does a ton of damage. Wait, did they nerf it? Wait, they might have nerfed it actually. Nope, they didn't nerf it. It's still OP. So essentially, yeah, it does a lot of damage. It does 14,000 damage. That's as much as a decent, a decent skill. Yeah, it does a lot of damage. Anyways, yeah, this is the best M1 in the game. It's pretty good. The new sword, Drake and Fangs, also has a special 4th M1. It's a teleport. It does like 3 hits, and it, looks really, really sick. So, pretty cool. Nothing too crazy, though. Pumpkin Smasher also has a special 4th M1. It doesn't really do that much damage, if I can remember correctly. Oh, wait, it actually might. Holy, what the heck? Wait, that was a lightning strike. Oh, let me see how much it does. Oh, it actually does do good damage. That's 10,000 damage. Yeah, this is one of the best ones in the game, too, then. It just got buffed recently, so yeah, this is a good M1 sword. ATK V2 also has some special M1s. It doesn't really do that much damage, to be honest, but at least it has them. Long Gavius is another sword with a special M1, and all it does is just teleport. It does good damage, though. 7,000 damage is not bad. Avalon also has special M1s. It's like a long-range M1 as well. That was a lightning strike, but it does do a little bit less. Let's see how much it actually does. So, that's like long-range M1s, which is pretty cool. 6,000 damage, not bad. Acro Spear also has special M1s. It's just a teleport like Acro Scythe. Same thing as Acro Spear, just teleports. Hunter Blade also has a special M1. Doesn't really do that much damage. It's also not really that cool, but at least it has one. Next sword we have is Koru V2 Inside of Room. Now these are the strongest M1s in the entire game, but Koru V2 is you need a fruit to do these special M1s, but Yoro V2 does not. So if, Yoro V2 could be the best, but technically Koru V2 is the best. Now, I do want to say that I don't know every single, little M1. I'm sure, there's a lot of swords that have it like this. Who even cares about this special M1? It's not very good, but I'm sure there's a lot more swords that I'm not aware of. But these are the swords that I am aware of. Phoenix Blade V2 as well. Does a lot of damage. What the heck? That does a lot of damage. Phoenix Blade does... Yeah, Phoenix Blade is cool. Hold on a second. Wait. What is this damage? Bro, what is... Hold on, I'm a little caught off by this. This does a lot of damage. I didn't even know that. Anyways, yeah. Phoenix Blade V2 M1s are sick. So this is Vet from the future. This is a few days after I originally made this video, but I do have some information on these swords I actually couldn't put in this video. So of course, we have Crab Axe, Abyssal Slayer, and Xmas Blade V1, or the first Xmas Blade, not like a V1. Essentially, I know the damage exactly on the Christmas sword, unless I changed it. It does 22,000 damage. Could do more to bigger targets, not exactly sure on that. Crab Axe has around 25,000 damage, I think. It's more of a PvP sword, so it's not really strong. Abyssal Slayer actually does have some potential, though, on bigger targets. I think I estimate it could do up to 50,000 damage on a bigger target, slash a Sea Beast. And then, of course, I did miss one M1, which is on Koru V2. It's actually got a dope M1 without the room. So here it is. It's just a teleport that does a good amount of damage. And so it's not really the best M1 in the game, but it does have a cool effect. So this is one of the M1s I missed. Also, I apologize for not having the 3 swords. I just couldn't get my hands on them. And also, the people that I asked, they just didn't respond or have it. So, unfortunate, but it's okay. I am doing a log post giveaway just because we've been getting so much support in my Discord. So all I ask is like and subscribe for that, and join my Discord down below. Also, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe for more. And if you guys have any recommendations on videos or any questions or anything, go ahead and ask them down below, and I can try to get an answer to you. I appreciate all the support lately, and I'll see you guys in the next one.